Hello guys, welcome to the next video tutorial on Android app development for beginners. In this video and the next video, we are going to see how to create a simple login app using Android Studio. Now I decided to break this login app in two videos because if I show it in one video, this video can be really lengthy and boring. So let's get started. In this first video of this login app, we are going to design our login application, and we are going to set up all the resources. And in the next video, we are going to see how to write the backend code for this application. So let's get started. I have opened my Android Studio and we are going to create a new Android Studio project. And in here we are going to name our application, for example, simple login app. Okay, and now I'm going to click next, and we are going to make this project for phone and tablets, and make sure whatever version you choose here, minimum SDK, it covers 100% of devices here. Click next, and we are going to choose the blank activity. Click next, and the activity name we are going to give is login. Okay, so login activity. Okay, now I'm going to finish my. So now our project is set up, and now this is the first activity we can see here, which is login activity. Now I'm going to create one more activity so that we can redirect the user if he provides a valid login and password, so that it can be a user's activity, so that he can access some screen or some activity after login. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new activity, and I will name it as user activity. So in your app, just go to this resources folder or RES folder, and inside this you will be able to see this folder called layout. I'm going to right click this folder, and I'm going to create a new activity here, and this activity will also be a blank activity, and this activity I will name it as user activity. Okay, and I will finish this. So now we have two activities. One is login, which we will use to create our login page, and the other is user activity, which will open after authentication of the user. Okay, now what we are going to do is let's go to this activity underscore user.xml and see the path or the context of this activity. You can see here. So what we are going to do is, in our manifest folder, so in the app folder there will be a folder called manifests, and inside this folder there will be a XML file called Android manifest file. Okay, Android manifest.xml file. I will click this, and here you can see your both activity. One is our main activity or the launcher activity, and the other is our user activity. So in here what we are going to do is we are going to set up the intent filter for the second activity also. In our first activity, which is login activity, this intent filter is already there, right? But in this user activity, you can see only the name is there and the label is there, but there is no intent filter. Okay, so we are just going to copy this intent filter tag from our login activity, and we will go to this user activity which we have just created, and paste this intent filter here. Now there can only be one launcher activity for your app, right? So the second activity will be a default activity. Launcher activity means that the first activity which will appear is this launcher activity, which is our login activity. Now the user activity is our default activity, and this we are going to open whenever we authenticate the user, right? And the name of this activity will be the content name of this second activity. So go to your activity underscore user.xml file, and in here you can copy this path from here, which will be com dot whatever your path you have given here, com dot something dot something dot user, right? So just copy it here, go to the android manifest.xml file and paste it here in the action android colon name is equal to, and in the quotes you just paste this path here. Now we have successfully set up our second activity. Now we are going to design our first login activity here. So what we are going to do is, in here we will uh, pick and place some text views and edit views, so that user can enter his login credentials. So now our design part is almost complete. We are going to do one more thing, which is transferring our all string constant to the string.xml file. So in your app folder, there will be a folder called values here in the resources folder. So go to resources or RES folder, and there will be a folder called values. And inside this values, there will be a folder called strings.xml file. And in here you can define all your string constant, and it's a good practice to transfer all your string constant here, so that you can easily find them, right? So what we are going to do is, once you have done designing your app, you can just go to this content tree, and in here on every text view and other button, you can see a small little warning yellow light, and when you click this, you will be able to see a small little button or bulb here, and just click this bulb, and this bulb says hard-coded string login page should use a string resource. So Android Studio also gives us the option to define all the string constant in our string XML. So just click this message here, and then it will open your extract resources file, and file name here is strings.xml, and in here you can name your resource. So this text page is our text, right? So you can just name it as login underscore text. So it's just a ID for your string. Okay, and once you are done with that, you can click OK. Okay, so for the first time it can show the warning like this: rendering problem, could not resolve resource. But when you do the same for other other stuff like this one, username, you no longer face these problems. So this is for user name underscore text. Okay, and I will do the same for every text and edit text and button here, so that all these resources are transferred to my string .xml file. You can see we have created login underscore text, and the text on this login underscore text is login page. In the same way, we have defined one more tag for username. So I will do the same for other text boxes or text views and buttons, right? So now I have successfully defined all my strings to the string in the string.xml file. So now I have defined all my string constants or all my strings as constant, and I have transferred all my strings as constant in my strings.xml file. You can see all my strings like username, password, attempt, login have some a tag here or constant name here, so that I can reuse them in some different place using these tags or tag IDs, right? Now our designing is done. You can even go to the second activity, which is activity underscore user dot xml file, and go to the design. And in here I can just drag and drop a large text, and I can change the text. So now our design part is almost complete, and in this video I'm going to just show you this design, and I'm going to stop this video here itself. And in the next video, what we are going to do is we are going to write some code so that user can enter his username and password, and we will also provide some number of attempts here. And then once he logs in, and if the login is successful, he will be successfully redirected to the activity.xml file. So stay tuned for that video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.